Welcome back to the Overwatch League here on a beautiful Saturday morning. I'm Joe. With me is Monte Cristo. And guess what? Vancouver Titans versus Houston Outlaws time. The first time we get to see the Outlaws here in Stage 2. But let's talk first about the Vancouver Titans. And the question is, can anybody beat them ever at any time in the future?
Well, San Francisco got close, but they're not probably going to lose to the Houston Outlaws or many other teams in this league.
Yeah.
And so Titans continue their undefeated run. Meanwhile, Outlaws, though, might be a better meta for them overall.
I agree. And let's take a moment before we talk about them to look at the Vancouver Titans' remaining schedule. This is one of those situations where you can really see these guys going 7-0 again in a stage. Couple maybe tricky opponents towards the end there, but I don't know. They already beat Dynasty pretty poorly or pretty badly in their last match, and then Defiant, you know, they're kind of a team in flux right now. So we'll see. Let's actually look at some highlights from that Seoul match. It looked like it might kind of be closer going into it, but then at the end of the day, it was only Seoul winning the fourth map, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Titans here, they're unlikely, I would say. More likely than not, they are going to go through and win all their matches this stage. Just given their remaining opponents, what we've seen, especially in, allegedly their harder opponents like Seoul and how dominant they have been. And I think especially with Toronto's trajectory recently as well, it's going to be really hard for anybody to beat these guys.
Absolutely agree. And today, the Houston Outlaws, there we go, coming in Stage 2. And what are we going to see from these guys? You and I were talking about this, and this is actually maybe a better meta for them now that some more DPS heroes are unlocked. For Muma specifically, I think the more popular tank lineup right now, that main tank role, is going to suit him quite well.
I think outside of this match, I think Houston Outlaws fans should be excited for this stage because we talk about Muma, great tanks for him coming in. We look at Raucus. Now, this is a guy who has traditionally excelled more on his Ana than his Zenyatta play, and they do have some powerful DPS players like Linkser. They added Dante during the offseason. So on the whole, I think this could really be good for the Houston Outlaws when they're not playing the Titans.
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens here. Let's give it up for our first team in this match. It is the Vancouver Titans. And Stitch leading the way yet again, a player that we didn't see a whole lot of before Stage 2 began, but now with those DPS heroes more readily available, more useful in the meta, I think we're going to see a lot of that guy.
Well, and we did see Stitch play all 4 maps in their first series of this stage. So Summon Sue played against Seoul. Now they're back to Stitch. We'll see if they make any kind of swaps as the series goes on.
I think you got to just kind of see what you get versus the Outlaws and kind of make adjustments on that. And Control's a perfect map to start out with that, because you get kind of the brawl, you get a sense of what they can do in team fights. And I feel like Stitch is going to do pretty well in that category. We'll see, though, because their opponents are a team yet unseen here in Stage 2. Let's hear it for the Houston Outlaws. A pretty popular team around the league, and Dante, one of their recent additions, leading the way. And who is that? It's Arhan.
He's back.
That's right. Guys, do you remember, 3 years ago in Korea, there was a really, really good Genji player?
Well,
his name was Arhan.
Yeah, he was a Genji player. I did watch my boy.
Genji.
Yeah, in the early days, yeah. I did eventually watch my boy Arhan slash a bunch of air in Apex later on.
That's true.
But that said, we haven't seen him play since last season. It does look like they're going for a triple DPS look right here, which is going to be interesting, I think, from the Houston Outlaws.
Yeah, and you want to talk about what these guys can do. Linkser, of course, known as one of the great counter-sniping Widowmakers in the league last year. Now Muma on your screen. We talked about his tanks. It's going to be a lot of Winston, Orisa, Wrecking Ball, which are kind of his 3 best main tanks. Always looked a little bit better on those picks than the Reinhardt, so I think we're going to have a good stage for him.
Yeah, I think Muma's really interesting on this Wrecking Ball because a lot of you who watch his stream know that he was playing so much Wrecking Ball during the off-season. And so this is a hero that I think really suits his style, as well as the Orisa. You can see some big pulls right there from their match in Stage 1 against the Florida Mayhem.
He's been one of the better players in the league, I think, too, adapting to new main tanks coming into Overwatch. First on the Orisa, now on the Wrecking Ball. Always a solid Winston too, but look at those Wrecking Ball stats already.
Very good.
He's played a good amount of this hero, so these stats I think are pretty legit.
Yeah, he's played nearly an hour of in-game Wrecking Ball time, which is obviously a lot less than a player like Among, but when you compare him statistically, he's doing really, really well right now, and he is certainly in contention for being one of the best Wrecking Ball players in the league, so I'm excited to see what he can do on this hero.
I will say, playing against the Vancouver Titans is certainly going to be a challenge to keep those stats where they are right now, but especially against a player like Bumper, it's gonna be tough. I think the Outlaws have a rough one to start out with here in this stage, but like you mentioned earlier, I think this is gonna be a good meta for them, and despite what the results may or may not be today, I think we've got a lot of fun stuff to look forward to them. Let's take a look at our Toyota map set. It's gonna be Busan, our first map in this series, and Paris, our assault map, followed by Eichenwald for hybrid, and then Rialto for escort. Maybe that fifth and final control map if we get there. And anything's possible too. This is a team, the Houston Outlaws, that have had a lot of time to practice, to watch their opponents. There's certainly plenty of footage out there to watch when it comes to Vancouver, but then at the end of the day, the Titans just seem to be able to find the wins.
That doesn't matter, Toa. That doesn't matter.
That's the thing, right? The Titans, even if you knock them down, they always seem to find a way to like grab your leg and trip you up and then get back on top no matter what.
Right. And if we go to map 5, Houston Outlaws fans are very familiar to what happens with the Houston Outlaws on map 5, so
yeah,
we'll hope we don't even get there.
Hey, it's a new season, it's a new stage. You know,
it's the same old Houston Outlaws.
That is true. No, they've got Dante and Arhan this time.
Well, they had Arhan last season, but Dante...
I didn't use him, though.
They use him a tiny amount.
Yeah, okay, a tiny amount. That's right. Here we go. Linkser on that Widowmaker they're so well known for. A little bit of pressure on him early on from Bumper. Has to back away. So final shots. Ooh, that was a good one. On the Slimed. A little bit of damage there. Couldn't quite find the kill. Meanwhile, Dante getting a little bit low as he tries to get some flanking damage in on the Titans.
Shot by Linkser. Yeah, they're really having trouble displacing him. He's putting a lot of damage down, but Bumper's going to find Booma on the point.
That's
nice sleep dart on Arhan.
Wow, Arhan kind of taken out of the equation. In general, they're going to chase down Linkser as well. So Titans with a bit of an edge in this fight early on. Bumper just zoning out the rest of the Outlaws rather, and that will be Vancouver getting some control percent early.
Yeah, Twilight here nearly with a nano boost as well. Can get that on the Bumper to make sure he gets his Primal Rage up and running. Not a lot of ult charge on the side here of the Houston Outlaws. They're still working their way up to that EMP, going to use Infrasight to start things off.
A point got slept too. Ooh, Linkser with a nice shot on the Hogstall. That's what we expect from this guy. Meanwhile, Twilight trying to stay alive. Backs off, gets a bit of healing. They had to go on a mission to try to save Slime. Didn't work out. Now Bumper just chasing Linkser down. It's hard to win that Widow v Winston 1v1. He's going to use a Primal Rage after they got Dante. He can't hack that. I mean that in every sense of the phrase.
There's something so sad about hacking the Primal Raging Monkey and still dying to it because you have no HP. He can't even leap at you. He's just standing there flailing around. And
it doesn't matter. He's going analog, man. He doesn't even need any technology. He just beats you down with his fists.
That's right. The one backhand where he's in range is the finishing blow.
Yep.
Dante has the EMP right now. Still no percent here for the Houston Outlaws. They're going to have to use that ultimate. Ooh, bad time.
Bag wall comes in. The Bumper still gets hacked, though. A little bit of damage up. Gets a Zarya shield in the end. Dante's still sitting on that EMP, but Stitch is down. Good opportunity for the Outlaws here to recap.
Nano boost on the Booma right now, and now they go ahead, translocate out. Bumper very low, hacked and taken down.
You know, Mooma using that Primal Rage. Janu just trying to hold on the point, get a little bit more percentage before he goes down. Going to use that self-destruct. It's all about buying time right now for the Titans. They're going to probably give over this point eventually, but they want to get as much percentage as they can. They do get up to 84, so it's more or less one-fight territory for them.
Yeah, it definitely is. And Titans there may not have wanted to use that self-destruct, but they have plenty of the other ultimates. Fortunately for Houston, Dante saved his EMP. Yeah. So they were able to get a lot of value out of the nano boost onto Mooma. And now they've got a critical ultimate, and they've got a long way to go. So they're going to need to be really keen with their ult economy.
Well, Linkser has a good view of people coming in now. Looks like it's going to be the nano boost from Twilight. Onto Bumper, we'll see if they can get done with it. Arhan looking for a potential pulse bomb here. Can't find the angle he's looking for, though. It's going to be the sound barrier from Houston. So they try to stay up. Dante got stunned for a second there. Still has that EMP, or use it rather. With a couple, but not a lot of hacks out of that one. Raucous down now, so the Titans trying to grind this one out.
I mean, they used it as to counteract the Graviton Surge,
Yes.
but the sound barrier was still there from Slime, so that wasn't cleared off.
Whoa.
Bumper now, gonna take a sleep dart.
He got woke up right away, though. And meanwhile, Muma does take out Slime, so Houston Outlaws holding strong on the point. And as I say that, Bumper comes in to finish off. Arhan, it looks like Titans might be able to turn this one around.
I don't think
Houston
they can.
not ready yet to give that up. And
Yeah,
they'll hold it for now.
Rally used as well, so that's one
Right.
fewer tool for the Titans right now. Stitch is switching over to the Sombra. Dante's still very far away from another EMP, but Linkster can slow them up with the Infrasight. This is going to come down to the last fight. Houston, this is definitely winnable for them now.
Yeah, and then looking good to this DPS composition now, Stitch. Ooh, a bit of damage on Arhan. There's the pulse bomb. Got eaten, though, by Janu. That's right. Janu ready on the Diva to gobble that one up. Meanwhile, Linkster on the run. Bumper trying to chase him down yet again, but he's got some help from Boink now. Houston Outlaws doing a good job of protecting their vulnerable DPS in this round. Oh, nice shot on the Twilight. It's midnight now. Linkster getting chased on by Bumper here.
It's the twilight of his life, I guess.
Guess so, it's over. Outlaws, they're holding, man. They're getting the kills. I think they might take this round. They will. Houston Outlaws taking a lead on Busan over the Vancouver Titans.
Nicely done by the Outlaws. This is what we wanted to see from them coming into this stage.
Yeah.
Strength in their triple DPS looks, and they should be feeling confident. Some mistakes, though. Some ultimates thrown away by the Vancouver Titans. They are going to need to shore up their ult economy if they want to take these Houston Outlaws out, because the individual plays coming in from Linkster there really help secure them the win.
Yeah, and it might be tempting for the Titans to not take the Outlaws too seriously coming into this one, but I think in this meta, you absolutely have to. We'll see what they've got for the second round. Outlaws maybe running that Torbjorn. That'd be interesting.
I mean, Outlaws should be really happy that they get this point next, because this is going to really help them with the multi-DPS looks because of the long sight lines. So they are going to be feeling good, and
they're doing it.
They're doing it. Arhan is coming out on the Torbjorn. Stitch transitioning over now to the Sombra at the start of the map.
Okay.
Muma on the Orisa, so no Wrecking Ball. This is very odd. We're going to see what the Houston Outlaws want to do with this. Turret goes down.
I do like the Torbjorn on this point because you can use the ultimate to cover basically the entire thing when you get it eventually, and you can put your turrets in a lot of tricky spots, so conceptually I like this one. Turret goes down immediately though. Arhan under a lot of pressure already. As Titans try to claim the point early. Looks like they will. Yeah, I wonder if we're going to see a swap now.
I mean, the critical thing that happened there, Joel, was Stitch hacked Muma before the start of the engagement, so he couldn't put down another barrier. That made the dive so much more successful.
Fair enough.
From the Titans. Really good coordination, as we've come to expect, and they are just going to go ahead and take the first capture here. Do the Outlaws switch out?
Oh! Bumper going in without the healing he needed. That was a colossal mistake by Bumper.
Yeah, now it's going to be a 6 versus 5 temporarily here for the Outlaws. They're going to have a chance to retake.
Yeah. Lynx has been really taking names on the Soldier, too, all around. Another good, it's always a good meta where Lynx can play the Soldier. Stitch in trouble, too. Man, there's nothing he can do. He's got the biotic field. He can just heal through the damage. Janu taking a lot of damage, too. Lynxer popping off, man. On the Soldier. Gets the elimination on the mech. Dante finishes. There goes Slime. Lynxer.
Linkster just popping off right now. And this is really helping the Outlaws. Only 26% taken by the Titans. Stitch, though, nearly has that EMP.
That could turn things around if he can land a good one.
Dante with the EMP as well, though. So it's a battle between some mind games right now. Slime is going to get hacked early on here.
Yeah. The Outlaws are spread out all the way across the point, though, so they've really put themselves in a good spot as far as avoiding a lot of that EMP effect. All right, he's got the Titans in his sights, or at least he'd like to think so. More like he's got the Titans chasing him down. Doesn't get anything with that ultimate. Arhan now. He's got the nano boost, that's right. Linkser trying to get some damage done with it. That one doesn't really get a lot for the Outlaws, but they are still gaining percentage. Titans have nearly flipped the point, but man, nobody seems to be able to handle Linkser. He D-Max got him finally. Stitch takes him down.
Yeah, they had to use the EMP, though, and now we're going to have Boink here. Gets hacked during his Valkyrie.
Oh, there's the EMP. Gets 3 members of the Titans. Hawks all first to fall. Outlaws trying to hold on to this one. They're still gaining percent. Another hack on the Stitch as he lays down, gets taken out eventually as well. And now it's just Arhan charging forward with the ultimate.
He's sliming them.
That's right, trying to keep the team alive. The ectoplasm flying everywhere. He ain't afraid, no ghost.
Titans having difficulty busting ghosts right now because they can't win this fight, and they can't flip control of the point.
But Houston might get this 2-0. They're going to be above 80%. They've won the point. Hawksall coming back now on his famous Genji pick to try to make a difference, but it may be too little too late here.
And the nano, or the tac visor available right now with the nano boost, so really good zoning capabilities from the Houston Outlaws as Titans come in. They have no ults right now. Stitch is still 20% away from an EMP, and they have to get on the point now.
They have to somehow miraculously scrap their way to a fight win and then hold the points. It's being crazy. We're in overtime already. And Linkser gets a kill on the buffer, and there goes Slime. Tactical visor. And that is going to be it. The Titans can't get there. That's a 2-0 for Houston on Busan.
What a statement from the Outlaws to open things up. Vancouver Titans put behind early. Houston showing they've got some good strats coming in. Arhan making his Season 2 here debut.
Now the real test is yet ahead of them. Will they be able to continue it on the next map? Don't go anywhere. We'll find out when we come back.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
Team up for special attack. No power down. Get in there.
Nice! Game of our life, dude. Let's go. Their mentals are destroyed. They just don't know what to do. Dude, you would expect more.
Now they think we're gonna check do that.
Their mental are destroyed. Well, you heard it here first, guys. But I gotta say, Titans Titans look like they did zero prep for the Houston Outlaws in that map. And I don't know if that's gonna hold true for the rest of the series, but that did look easy for the Houston Outlaws. They look great in that.
I mean, when you give this team so much time to prepare for one match, you know, things like this can happen, and looks like they took their off time seriously, and now we get to see Arhan in and playing well on that Tracer. Of course, Dante, giving this team much more flexibility than they had last season, because now they can run Sombra and Tracer at a competent level simultaneously with Arhan and Dante in the mix.
Yeah, that's right. And it's like we talked about in the pregame. This is going to be a really good stage for Houston. The meta is certainly something that they've got a lot of good people to use with in this one. And the Titans, it's going to be interesting to see what they do next. I feel like now is where we're going to see the Titans go back to that 3-3 and just try to win it the way they've won every other match. But I'm kind of curious if that's going to work at this point.
Yeah, I'm also very curious. So Titans, you know, now they have to really think about what they're doing with the Houston Outlaws here. Houston is going to keep hitting them probably with some unexpected looks like that Torbjorn that we saw from Arhan.
Let's take a look at some stats from Linkser from our last map. On that Soldier 76, he looked excellent.
10
only
final
died
blows.
once.
10 final blows,
Yeah.
1 death. At 11 eliminations, he was soloing a lot of their members.
Yep.
He is, they call him Finland's gift to esports for a reason. He is one of the better mechanical players in this league, and when you can get him on some of the hit scan heroes, he is a massive threat for the Outlaws.
And I think it seems like people have kind of forgotten what Soldier 76 can do. He really does have a great kit, and you know, he wasn't used for a long time, but he did get that buff in the last patch, does a little bit damage more with his primary fire. He's got that heal, so it's hard to take him on one-on-one. And if you come up close, you have to really worry that you're going to get a Helix Rocket to the face. So this is a pretty deadly hero, and in the hands of somebody like Linkser, you really got to take it a bit more seriously than we saw the Titans take it.
Yeah. So that's going to be very interesting to see if we are going to have any kind of substitutions coming here. We are, in fact, and there you go.
Well, unsurprising. It's kind of like we were guessing, where now they're going to maybe go back to that 3-3 and try to just use the tried and true method that has worked in literally every other match they played in the Overwatch League to try to win it.
I think this is a wise choice, right?
I think so too.
Sominsu can flex onto some of the hit scan heroes. He's not going to be at the level that Stitch is, but he is an amazingly good Zarya. And there he is, Cool Matt.
That's right.
Coming in for Linkser, which is a surprise.
It's kind of shouting, hey, we're going to use D.Va on this next map.
It is, but Cool Matt is really, I think, an underrated D.Va player in this league. He's consistently put up big numbers. He's also one of the oldest players in the league. He's 30 now, I believe, so
nice.
He's way up there. He's just, you know, a little younger than us, Stoa. But
welcome to the 30s, coolest of Matt.
It is. It's a good age.
It's a good place, yeah. Not so much if you want to be a top Overwatch player, but it's a good place for other reasons.
Well, now that means Arhan and Dante are going to be in on the DPS roles, which is a bit of a curiosity here. You know, Arhan has spent a lot of time being a player coach for this roster, so he's sort of been in a very interesting hybrid role for the Houston Outlaws ever since they picked him up. But maybe this is a portent of the future where we are going to see a little bit more play time for him.
I think he does bring a lot in terms of the projectile DPS to the Houston Outlaws. You know, we've seen Jake, of course, kind of trend towards that role in the past. But, you know, I think Arhan, he's got the Genji. This is a great map for it in Paris. He can also play the Pharah. We've seen that in the past as well. So I'm really curious to see how long they're going to use him in this series and what they're going to use him on. The Genji would not surprise me.
Yeah, and this is probably just to break any kind of bunker comps, but I really don't think Vancouver's going to be playing bunker comps.
They're not the type of team to really do that. So Houston's probably going to make some changes when they kind of suss this out, right?
Yeah, I am curious because I think eventually we're going to have to see him probably play the Brigitte at some point in time, and it's a question of how he looks on the Brig.
Okay. See what the plan is with the Symmetra. Might just be to get people in the right position.
Hey, they're scouting with the portals right now, so that's just to get the Wrecking Ball there even faster.
Yeah, now they swap.
That's clever. We don't see that. Of course, the Wrecking Ball scouting is not anything new, but the Symmetra portals are a little bit interesting, and they are, in fact, going to switch to the Winston 3-3.
I think this is smart. I think the Genji comp is good if there's a Bastion on the other side, but if there's not, you're going to really have a hard time doing damage with it against the 3-3.
They are going to play Zenyatta, though, instead of the Ana.
All right.
So they have to play around the Discord Orb right now as they approach the point. They will have less healing, and there's that's a huge biotic grenade.
That's going to slow things down for the Outlaws. All right, Muma going in there, actually getting a little bit aggressive here. Throws down the shield. The rest of Outlaws popping up on the top, not getting a lot done. That's going to be Cool Matt getting demeched immediately by Sominsu. And Outlaws have to back away. It's all that damage that came in, like you mentioned, from that bio grenade.
Yeah, the problem is like, you can't heal, obviously, during the biotic grenade. So you're slow healing from the Lucio and Zen when you're out of Inspire range or activation from the Brigitte. Just never gets up. And once your tanks are chunked like that, you've lost the fight, basically.
Yeah. Pretty much. That is one thing about the 3-3 is that when it's run like this, it really does have pretty slow healing unless the Brigitte is in there meleeing people.
Yeah, so that means that Vancouver Titans have to prioritize that approach. But look, they almost have 6 ults off of one fight.
It's looking good.
That is pretty crazy. Outlaw's not too terribly far behind.
So if they can get Muma in there with the Primal Rage and get Titans in the right position, they can knock a lot of them off the back end. Same can be said for the Titans, though, too. Bumper's just going to go ahead and use that Primal Rage, actually.
Yep, Nano Boost also committed to that, but no eliminations. Also on Primal Rage.
Now.
He, however, will fall.
Yeah,
Sleep Dart now onto Boink. And he's just going to get trapped and destroyed.
Sominsu can just continue to save that grab. Why not?
Yeah, exactly. They only use 2 ults to defend that. Vancouver Titans playing very well, and I just don't understand what the Outlaws' plan here is. They are going to switch to Reinhardt now to try and stick to the points a little bit better. Raucus has Transcendence, but they might need it just to get to the point itself.
I mean, it's one thing to play these really cool DPS comps well. It's another thing to try to go toe-to-toe with Vancouver in 3-3, and there goes Boink immediately.
That's another biotic grenade. So, I mean, right now, we haven't seen them able to use the Matrix effectively to take out the biotic grenades, and it is hurting it's just devastating the Outlaws on these approaches.
Yep. Nobody has been able to really, nobody besides San Francisco, I should say, has really been able to take on the Titans in 3-3 versus 3-3. Houston Outlaws getting a taste of that
It's
now.
another sleep dart again.
Wow.
Boink.
Another one on the
sleep.
point.
That's so much time they've lost due to these sleep darts.
They did hit him a couple times with that on the first map as well, although they obviously weren't able to convert it as easily into kills. Bumper. Ooh, they've got Raucus so low. Bumper gonna go and use that Primal Rage, gonna force the trance out of Raucus. The grab kind of negated Janu with the double kill off of the boop. That is how you do it. The Titans winning another defensive fight, and now the Outlaws down to less than a minute remaining, and only that Brigida ultimate to try to help them take the point.
Oh yes, this is now a disaster for the Houston Outlaws. They tried running this 3-3 into the Vancouver Titans. It goes just about as well as anybody not named San Francisco running a 3-3 into the Vancouver Titans.
Pretty much. And Houston Outlaws, they have got a tough job ahead of them to try to take the point with just this rally. It's one more ultimate than the Titans have, but the Titans are the Titans. A lot of damage on Arhan already. He's down right as he pops that rally. We're healing on the Bumper as Houston Outlaws trying the same approach they've been using the entire time. Ooh, maybe going around the side here a little bit more. Onto the point, they do touch. There's a grab coming in, doesn't get eaten. Boink down immediately again. Cool Matt, very low health, gets demeched as soon as Zarya's shield is off. There goes Muma, and that is going to be a full hold for the Titans. Arhan comes back with a Wrecking Ball, but not much you can do as a lone Wrecking Ball. And he rains down like confetti over the Titans as they celebrate their full hold.
I mean, what do you say? Yeah, that looked about as easy for the Titans as game one looked for the Houston Outlaws.
Pretty much. I think this is going to be one of those blink and you miss it kind of maps, Manny. Possibly. We'll see what the Titans have when we come back.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
The Houston Outlaws looking dominant on Busan, but now they're having to play the Titans game. The 3-3 versus 3-3 is tough to do. Hey, don't forget, go vote for your 2019 All-Stars. That's going to be a ton of fun. You had a chance to do it. Overwatchleague.com/all-stars. Don't forget the dash. It's important, Monty. I know you're going to type it in there without the dash. Don't do it.
I was not going to do that, but thank you. You potentially saved me, but that's fine.
I think I did.
All right, so it will be a bunker composition for the Houston Outlaws. They don't really have a lot of choice, considering that the best they can hope for right now is a draw. They can't even give up a tick here on the first point. So Vancouver Titans you know, they didn't die at all on their defense. It was 16 elims to 0 in favor of the Vancouver Titans.
Yep, all right, scouting with the Symmetra again. Looks like, I think, or, oh, are they just gonna troll here? Here it comes.
Well, I mean, the thing about the Symmetra is it's not really trolling because you can get past the hard point.
Oh my gosh, you can get on the high ground there? What?
Well,
Oh,
you learn something new every day. Here we go.
They're right on there. Houston Outlaws, not surprised though. All right, that was cute from the Titans. They're all still there, but now they're on the low ground again.
Got rid of the immortality field. They're going
Jumping
in
up
for
there,
another
man.
pass right now.
Hawksaw does a lot of damage in that Symmetra when you charge up.
The charge.
Bumper got Arhan with the charge. Twilight takes on Muma, and now Hawksaw is just gonna roast everybody. He's a human microwave, although you don't have to be inside it, so macrowave, I don't know, but he's gonna go down anyway. Doesn't matter. Bumper just chilling out on the point, and that's the end of the map.
Hawksaw was the only one to die, and he died in the last second of that map for the Vancouver Titans.
That's crazy. Wow. What a statement from the Outlaws in game one, a statement from the Titans in game number two, all tied up going into halftime, and you really got to wonder going forward. Yeah, Titans saying, all right, showed us something funky on Busan, we're going to show you some fun on Paris. See you in halftime when we come back.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
The Titans have yet to lose a game here in the Overwatch League, but the Outlaws might be looking to change that. They're all even with the Vancouver at the half, 1-1. Welcome back, everybody. Malik here. We got Brent and Sideshow for halftime. Guys, being an analyst is a hard job. I know it is. And I believe that it's always good to give you guys your flowers when you do make a good call. So let's take a look at some things you guys said on the pre-show about this game.
Much, I actually think that no amount of time can prepare you for what they can bring to the stage. However, in theory, on paper, I do think that the Houston Outlaws should look very good in this patch.
Especially against the Vancouver Titans. You do not want to be playing triple tank, triple support against this team. You need to be playing the damage dealing compositions. You need to be playing the cheese composition.
You called it, bro.
I should be the coach of Houston. That's all I know.
I love that the context was removed of me just saying they get smashed, because that didn't happen. That didn't happen. Don't at me, Houston fans, please.
Listen, Flame, I've got reasonable rates. If you need to call me up, I'm available whenever.
Right. All right, so let's look at that cheese strat that we saw in the first map.
Oh, it was beautiful.
So you're not too surprised at what you saw there in the first play?
No, and I'd hope they continued it further into map 2. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. But for map 1, at least, They ran this damage-dealing composition. I spoke about Linkser in a pre-show, about how big he could have been. And we saw Arhan for the first time as well. He's been released from wherever they were keeping him and finally unleashed him on his role. But Linkser stole the show
He's
for me.
been training on Torbjorn. That's why he hasn't been allowed to be played for a while. He's just been trying to become the greatest Torb of all time. I love it as well because this is a composition, or similar to kind of compositions, that the Titans struggled with against the Guangzhou Charge.
Yes,
with Bazzi when he was running the Widowmaker, and Linkser was just fantastic there. But Bren, why did they run triple tank, triple support for map 2? You can't beat the Titans when they do that.
Yeah, I was a little perplexed in Paris because I feel like that's the map where you're going to see all the crazy strats, right? We've seen people running bunker comps and all kinds of wildness there, but we get more triple tank, triple support from
It doesn't make any sense. It literally makes no sense. I said if they just continue running these weird cheese strategies, you think on Paris of all the maps, you do it, you know?
Yeah.
But no, they decide to match them, and it just doesn't work, obviously. Like, in what world? Sure, you know, the San Francisco Shock couldn't even beat Vancouver Titans in triple tank before. Why do Houston Outlaws think they can? It doesn't make any sense, you know?
And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people thought this game would be very one-sided, myself included, is that I didn't think even when Houston came out with weird strats, like, to be fair, their defense was a little bit crazy as well. And maybe there was a chance of a full hold and it being a draw at the end of it. It didn't happen, though. And at the end of the day, I would have thought that a lot of these cheese comps would actually be dealt with fairly well by the Titans. But it turns out that actually seems like a pretty viable strategy. So see if Houston have got anything crazy for the second half as well.
Right. I didn't expect to see the Titans being the team running the Symmetra.
Yeah.
But that's ultimately what we ended up getting. Now, of course, with the Titans going down 0-1 early in this game, they got the tweets flying. All the Houston fans were definitely out on Twitter.
I'm sure they were.
Well, let's take a couple of look at some of the tweets that we got here. Right here.
This was before the match happened as well. And I mean, this is very reasonable for the Houston fans. Everyone thought it was going to be a pretty rough match. But what I love about the Green Wall is they always believe.
Yeah, always believe. They're always believing.
Vancouver fans, they don't need as much encouragement, you know. They've got the winning team currently undefeated, but Arhan, big moment as well coming out for Arhan.
I was just 3 exclamation points, just as excited to see Arhan out there.
And his lime green Torbjorn ult as well. I actually love it. I love that Arhan has come out and he played the Torb in his first debut of 2019.
Flashback
so good.
Reminds me of one of those old game shows with all the slime.
And look at this, Taimu shouting out his team.
Yeah.
You know, at one time, former teammate on Team Finland, Jiri Finland's gift to esports. And this, I mean,
that sums it up.
Hire them for the Overwatch League desk. Get them on the Outlaws coaching staff. The sad face.
Pretty much the story of the first half right there.
Raucus is actually sick right now, and if he plays like this when he's sick, they should just literally put him in an incubation chamber of germs or something. Because if he's playing like this and they end up taking maps away from the Titans, I don't know, maybe that's part of the key.
Send him to flu camp. Maybe that's what he needs.
All right, so for Houston to win this map, is the consensus that they need to keep running these cheese strats?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Just full cheese, man.
And they've been there for the whole month. Surely they've had something cooked up. I'm so excited to see what they play on the next 2 maps.
Tourbillon,
and I
all
hope
of it.
it isn't triple tank, triple support.
Yeah. If it's triple tank, triple support, I'm going to be so disappointed, honestly. Because they literally, this is the best opportunity they've got. They've taken a map already. You know, the hard part's over.
How mad would it be if Houston are the ones to take down the Vancouver Titans?
That's crazy.
It'd be crazy.
Utterly ridiculous.
Well, the Houston Outlaws, they have a chance at taking down the Vancouver Titans for the first time in the second half. We'll see if they can pull that off in just a bit.
They don't just play for a team. They play for every fan, every rival, every moment, every match. And when everyone watching expects the best, they perform with the best.
Welcome back to what's become a pretty great series between the Vancouver Titans and the Houston Outlaws. Outlaws dominant game 1, then the 3-3 happened. And guess what? Vancouver Titans still very good at that. And you know what? Sometimes they don't even need it. Sometimes they just find a tricky spot to teleport the team onto the high ground, and that's just how it ends.
What I love about the Titans is every time you try and clap the Titans, the clap back is like 20 times worse than what you just did to them.
It's like Wario in Smash Brothers where his hands get huge when he claps. Scary clap. Twilight. Let's talk about this guy. Amazing biotic grenades, amazing sleep darts so far in this series.
Yeah, and something that Captain Planet, our stats guy, has pointed out is that he's playing so much more Ana this stage.
Yeah.
You know, his playtime last stage was 75% on Zen, and now it's 65% on Ana this stage. So this is an adjustment that the Titans have made.
It's great. When we casted him back in Korea in Apex, he was playing mostly Ana then too, and he was one of my favorite players to watch. And it's cool to get him to see that play, or get him to get to see him play that hero now in Overwatch League. There. Hardest sentence I've ever had to say, apparently, but I got it out.
And, you know, and one of the things that the Vancouver Titans have liked to do, and I think a part of this is the fact that they're playing more Winston 3-3 now, is that it allows them to get the Winston Nano Boost, which is just such a powerful thing to do in the game because it's one of the best abilities when it comes to taking out enemy support heroes.
Yeah, for sure. So now we have a map called Eichenwald. This is an opportunity for Houston to not have to play the 3-3 anymore. You can kind of get away with avoiding it, usually until point C, sometimes B, you kind of feel forced into it, but they're not going to use it out of the gate. Twilight looking for an early pick, not going to find it, probably going to go back and swap.
Yep. He's trying to see the composition as well. He doesn't actually get any scouting information, though.
Yeah, good hiding by Houston to not give up any info before they have to.
Interesting. So Summon Sue now going to be playing the hit scan. And we do have Bumper on the Reinhardt. So we're trying to get to the point right now, provide a little bit of damage, deal with Arhan in the sky.
That's right. Uma under a little bit of pressure as the Titans rotate around. Try to get behind the point here. They do have to worry about Dante getting the mad hacks from the flank.
Yeah, keep an eye on the Primal Rage charge, because Muba's very low in that category right now, and he needs to get that ultimate up by the time the Titans park themselves on the point.
That's the hope anyway. Not too far towards it yet, just about 37% right now.
I mean, they're doing a really good job. Look at that, what Janu just did. He bumped Muma off so that he doesn't have an opportunity to cleave them with his Tesla cannon for a bunch of damage, and he is so low when it comes to that Primal Rage percentage right now.
Oh, yeah. Cool, man. Extremely low as well. Arhan just trying to get the damage done, but he's honestly been missing a lot of these rockets. That's a problem. Now he gets in behind Bumper. It could be an opportunity. Boinking Arhan down, though, as the nano boost goes over onto Janu, and he just starts annihilating people. Dante maybe not going to last too much longer either. There goes Cool Matt. Looks like it's going to be a quick point A for the Titans.
That's what happens. Muma got his Primal Rage up too late. Because of the way the Titans were playing around him, they never gave him a chance to really build it up on multiple members. You can tell that that was their key win condition coming in, because they knew if he didn't have it, they weren't going to get isolated into a place where Dante could do a lot of damage to them in a 1v1. They could heal up from Arhan's rockets, so that really wasn't a threat. And this is what's so amazing about the Titans. They just have such a high-level understanding of their win conditions in a game of Overwatch.
Houston with an opportunity here with this EMP. They can get a good one. They can hold for a little while here at the beginning of B. Dante nearly going down, though. Gets a bit of healing. He can still drop down. Gonna do that. There's the EMP. Can they follow it up? There's a barrage from Arhan. Gets Hawksall. Gets Janu as well. But Stolman Sue coming back with attack visor.
He was already had that ability pop by the time the EMP comes down, so he's able to provide some limited cover fire for his teammates. But given the proximity of spawns, the Summon Sue's still going right now, and Bumper gets to the payload.
He's like, oh, I've got Twilight there. That's enough healing. Yeah. Just keep walking forward and swinging the hammer.
It's a ton of healing, and they have to respect the nano boost as well. So now, a couple of support ults online for the Vancouver Titans. Houston Outlaws, they've got to get a lot of value from this nano from Raucus.
It's a great place to get value from a Primal Rage as well, as you've got the bridge, you've got the environmental potential. Nice hack on the Twilight to start that off.
And the anti-heal. Ooh, this is good for the Outlaws.
Yeah, they got to follow it up, though. Things around. Nice sleep dart on Muma. Actually denies that primal rage a bit, but it's not going to stop. They wake him up again, and Hawk's all down. Sominsu taking a dirt nap as well for a little while. And Titans might have to regroup here. They're going to try to keep pushing this with what they've got. Slime down though. Boink found a knockoff there. Give the nano boost a whoa, okay. That might have been overreaching for the Titans.
I mean, they tried to get it for the heal, but remember, the heal was slightly nerfed this patch, so you're not getting quite as much as you're used to.
That's right, down.
I mean, Raucus was spectacular on that push, by the way. He really enabled everything for the Houston Outlaws.
Let's watch a replay of that. Check it out from Bumper's perspective here. He has the Earth Shatter. However, and he does get a decent one, but the stun comes in right away from Arhan. Kind of denies any follow-up damage. And remember, there's only 3 people from the Titans there anyway.
Nice EMP, gonna hit 4 members of the Titans.
Got a lot of ultimates to use too, and that's gonna be another hold for Houston. Gonna delay this even longer. They're really doing a good job of eating up a lot of time in the time bank right now.
Oh yeah, they're doing a great job right now. Janu going to be the last to fall, so a stagger accomplished for the Houston Outlaws, and only 2 ultimates used right there, so good value out of the EMP.
I feel like if the Houston Outlaws get a good rhythm going, and they kind of get what they need to do, they're going to be hard to stop, but if you kind of push them out of that rhythm, then that's where they kind of start to fall apart a little bit. We'll see if the Titans can do that, but that's a great anti-heal on the Titans. That biotic grenade denying a lot. Twilight down already. Muma with another kill there. Kumat gonna pop the self-destruct. In fact, found Janu as well. Trapped it in the corner. Hawksall just takes the dive. They're gonna reset. And it's a great hold for Houston so far.
Yeah, it really is going well, especially because they forced the swap over from the Vancouver Titans. So Sominsu has been struggling to get up to his Graviton Surge. And they've got a long, long way to go here on point B. The cart has been sliding backwards, is now under the overpass again.
Yeah. Muma stunned, takes another leap. Gonna wait for that primal rage.
They are pushing it right now, so Outlaws on the high ground. They've divided up the members, though.
Great sleep out on
really nice sleep.
Right before the shield comes out. Twilight's timings are insane with this. Oh, but no! He gets smacked down by Raucus and Arhan. That payload's still moving, though.
I mean, they got to get to the payload. That's the problem. Finally, they're going to get there. But look how much movement was given up. Bumper just on it the entire time.
Pushed it so far, man. He almost got it to the end of B. That should not have been allowed to happen.
If Twilight doesn't die there, that could have been very different. That's a clutch elimination because the sleep dart onto Muma prevented so much pressure that the Outlaws had on the back line, and that is huge! Huge! He's got the EMP. Muma has to come in and save them.
He gets a primal rage. Gets out without losing that EMP. Bumper! He's with the payload! They gotta stop him! He nearly gets it there again! Arhan down! And this is what I'm talking about, man. You push Houston out of their comfort zone, it gets rough. That said, Houston turning it right back around onto Twilight. Bumper off of that EMP from Dante.
Twilight didn't get hit by the sound barrier, so now the Outlaws, they may be able to hold here.
I think they might, man. Less than 10 seconds to go, and not a lot of members of the Titans left. It's only Janu, and he is not going to last too long. Bumper comes back in with the primal rage, but he's going to need the ult of ults to win this one. Does knock Winston off nearly, but Muma has that leap cooldown back again. Vancouver Titans back in. Bumper down, Janu down. They've lost their tanks. Sominsu gets Arhan, but
nice boot.
Slime does try, but boink, the better Lucio in this case. That's going to be a great hold before B is taken from the Houston Outlaws.
Houston looking a lot better when they're not trying to run the 3-3. Raucus, very impressive plays on Eichenwald right there.
Yeah, just great teamwork, kind of utilizing that EMP, playing around what Twilight's been doing with the sleep darts. That was pretty sick from Houston. Now they will get a chance to go on the attack. We'll see if they can win this map, take a lead in the series when we come back.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
Houston Outlaws, on the back of some great play from people like Raucus, had a good hold against the Vancouver Titans, denying anything but just that single point on their attack on Eichenwald.
Yeah, Raucus, we saw in the halftime, they were talking about how he tweeted out he was sick, that sounded like he had lost his voice a little bit. He is so important to this Outlaws team as a shot caller.
I mean, it turns out that he's just sick as in, like, really good.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe that's what he was referring to.
He's like, dude, I'm sick today.
He's so sick, he doesn't even need his voice to shot call right now. He's just telepathically linked with the other Houston Outlaws players.
He's just hitting that, like, group up on me thing over and over again.
Well, I agree. I agree. If this is what he plays like when he's sick, then, Bren said, might as well expose him to a lot of germs. We'll send him off to the Center for Disease Control to experiment on him. It'll be great. He's going to come back with superpowers.
It's like I sent him to go, like, speak about esports in an elementary school class. He'll come back with all sorts of diseases.
Here we go. This is very winnable, obviously, for the Houston Outlaws. They're going to try the Reinhardt 3-3. Now, this is going to be strong against what the Vancouver Titans have to offer, but can they prevent Bumper from charging that Primal Rage in a similar way to what the Titans did to the Houston Outlaws on their attack? They're going to take a look at this, and they're going to make a swap.
Yeah, okay. Raucus just building a little bit of ult percentage there. Why not? And it's going to be the Winston swap for Muma.
Okay, I don't like this. I'm not in love with this, Noah. They were really struggling on Paris in a mirror matchup.
Yeah, it seems dangerous to try to play the Titans at their own game here. Yeah, they're going to try it. No Sombra, just going for the 3-3. Trying to move in on the Titans right now. Hawksall did get hit with Biotic Grenade. No healing on him for the moment, but they couldn't finish him off. Houston on the point. Somansu in a lot of trouble. They can focus it, they get him. Somansu finishing himself off with that right click. It happens sometimes, and guess what? There's a Nano Boost on the Muma now, and he is unleashed on the Titans. That small room, and then he is unleashed as he walks around the side of the small room. Meanwhile, Titans, though, getting a couple ticks almost on the point already. Muma low, down to 0 health. And the Titans striking back. Yeah. That was a good-looking attack for Outlaws, but in the end, they only come away with 1 tick.
I mean, you see the value of having that Primal Rage up because you can cut off the supply of healing from the front line if you're Primal Raging onto the enemy supports. That's when Muma gets focused down right there. Dante did build up to a Graviton Surge, but that'll be quickly stopped, most likely, by a sound barrier from Slime.
Risky moment for the Titans, though. They couldn't protect Somansu, but I think you're probably only going to get 1 shot at that. I think they're going to keep that Zarya safe from now on. That was a very Caster Cursey thing to say right there.
Definitely was.
Dangerous thing. Guys, I can use the grab. I get the sound barrier out of Houston. We'll see if they can get any kills. Sound barrier out of both teams right now. Bumper, low health, has to jump away. That's going to be the Primal Rage from Muma now. He gets, Bumper gets a Nano Boost rather. Waiting for his Primal Rage. Self-destruct, no kills out of that one. Kind of following Muma around. Gets done.
That's huge.
Gets taken out.
Biotic Grenade into stun.
That was big, man. Cool Matt D-Mech Slime down, though. Houston overcoming the Titans in this fight on A. Looks like this is going to be all they need to take point A.
That's right.
Parting sleep dart on Raucus.
That's right. Raucus deserves a nap. That's another great Biotic Grenade that set up the victory in that fight. Bumper was extended trying to get the Primal Rage value. There's no healing back up for him. He didn't even have a chance to really trigger it because he got stunned.
Not bad. So Houston Outlaws, they don't even need to finish B to win the map. They just need to get it most of the way there. See what the Titans have for them on defense. Grab from on high. Somansu just dropping down like a meteor. And that's going to be a nice start to the hold for the Vancouver Titans.
Yeah, not only that, Doa, but they got value out of the... They got no value out of the Nano Boost move. Barely.
Somansu's waiting for him. It's like, I know right where he's going to land.
Yeah, no chance to heal him at the Biotic Grenade anti-heal. So Somansu cleaning it up, gets a great Graviton, and then managed to stagger the Outlaws for a little less time now.
He's tracking Muma while he was in orbit, apparently.
It can be harder for the Titans to win this next fight, though. They don't have a sound barrier, and look at Dante as the Graviton Surge. That's very dangerous.
I mean, Muma's just trying to displace Bumper with the Primal Rage. He goes for the charge. Can't quite knock him off, and now he turns around onto the Titans. Good amount of damage coming in onto these guys. Bumper finally finished by Boink.
Yep, they're going to need to push forward, though. They got to start staggering some of these kills to get some good payload movement out.
Yep, payload is moving through all this. Now they're trapped in the Graviton Surge. Self-destruct coming in, and that's 2. Dante and Muma caught by Janu. And now the Titans will push us right back onto the Outlaws, and Outlaws with 2.5 minutes remaining, but you do maybe start to sweat a bit here.
Yeah, that's going to be a stagger onto the Pilot Diva, too. Hacksaw with the whip shot to finish it off. And Houston Outlaws, they had to get some value out of that push, but they are punished as Summon Su gets another Graviton Surge. They knew that they were going to be trying to chase them down. Janu coming out with the big self-destruct eliminations.
There we go. It's going to be a nano boost onto Muma as they try to just push through. Hacksaw dodges that fire strike. Lucky break there. That was going to be a high damage one.
Hacksaw's isolated on the side. They got to get him.
He is, but they can't quite chase and leave the rest of their backline vulnerable. Bumper, ooh, the charge doesn't connect. They're going to get the heals on him anyway. They're going to have to use the sound barrier, though. Houston getting that defensive ultimate out.
Big shatter.
That's right. Summon Su trying to follow that one up. He does with a kill onto Boink. Now Muma trying to charge to safety, runs into a wall, and he might be taken out
rally,
here.
why?
I do not know why you would rally there if you're Arhan. The fight's over, man. That is a wasted ult, and the Houston Outlaws reeling a little bit. They're down to 1:20 on the clock.
And now the spawn camping going to start here. Summon Su, yet another Graviton Surge available. Fortunately, Boink can protect his team with the sound barrier. But there's going to be another nano boost, most likely on the Bumper in this next fight for the Vancouver Titans. Here we go.
There's a grab. Sound barrier comes out immediately. Janu hit with the sleep dart. Big play from Raucus. They keep the Diva out of it. They're going to rush ahead in the 6v5. Oh, but the counter shatter from Bumper leads to 2 kills. Dante, though, not being worried by that at all, but maybe he should be now as Bumper gets another one. Thought maybe Houston could turn around. Here comes the charge. Bumper's coming for you. Self-destruct, though, helps push Houston the rest of the way back. That's another hold for the Titans. Let's watch this counter shatter after the charge here.
Yeah, look at this. He knows. Look at that. Beautiful charges in the wave. That's a Bumper special, charging back into your team and setting up those plays.
Yep. Gets the Reinhardt out of the way, and he's like, you know what?
And this is
defending your team now.
This is it. Dante has a chance here to use the sound barrier before Slime gets, or to use the grab before Slime gets the sound barrier. This is a good opportunity, but it's fading away.
And Bumper's got another shatter already. He's just gonna wade forward. Is he gonna just use it? Mind games.
Big shatter for everybody but Boink.
That was a 5-man shatter from Bumper. Gets 2 with the charge immediately. Here comes a grab, but it is too late. And as overtime expires, hey, it's gonna be the Titans taking this map. Coolmat managed to last a little bit longer than everybody else, and Boink is still there. Another shatter from Bumper. He's just got it all the time. Charge takes Arhan out again, and they can't get back to the payload. The lead taken by the Titans. What a set of plays by Bumper.
Why are the Outlaws playing 3-3 into the Titans? They look so good when they play their own game. You can't fall into this trap.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's easy to be confident, but it's rough, man, sometimes. We'll see what they can do in map 3, or 4, rather.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans. Catch your league on America's network, T-Mobile.
Огонь по готовности. Огонь по готовности.
Welcome to Assist of the Week, presented by State Farm. A lot of times, trying to attack both point A and B on Hanamura can feel like beating your head against a brick wall if the opposing team is entrenched. So the Chengdu Hunters Elsa decided to use Symmetra's teleporter against the Paris Eternal on both points, allowing for an easy flank on both, leading to a full capture.
Shadow missing Elsa is charged up and ready to rumble. He's doing so much damage right now, and with the teleporter, he's using it just to reposition himself. Oh my god, this guy!
Wow. What an end to that round from the Vancouver Titans. Pumper with the 5-man Earth Shatter, then building another one in like 20 seconds or less. Finishing off that map. There he is. Man of the hour right there, in my opinion.
Yeah, he played great, but the Outlaws, you really have to feel after such a strong defense that they sort of gave that map away. And I don't know what it's going to take for teams to start realizing that it is better to play your own style than to be worse at the meta strats. Chengdu, if anything, has shown us the power in doing that. And Houston Outlaws here, just a total failure to do what has been working for them in this series. And now they have to play on Rialto. And Rialto, the top 2 times in Overwatch League history, are both held by the Vancouver Titans on this map. This is one of their best maps. It's a map that almost demands that you play 3-3 on it.
Yep. It is, which is the opposite of what the Houston Outlaws want to run into, I think.
And the reason that is because there are so many corners in this map. There's so many as we're looking at these corners, these right angle corners, which means that you can avoid a lot of spam damage by just playing behind the corner and using that to get your Reinhardt barrier back up. It's so hard to play anything but 3-3 here.
Yeah, and you can see the Vancouver Titans just on that Reinhardt 3-3. They know they're good at it. Kumat looking for an early shot with that Widowmaker before he swaps over. Can you find it? Yeah, gets a little bit of damage onto Sominsu. Forces out the shield early before he goes back and goes to the Diva. And it's going to be Rockus swapping over to the Ana, actually, too.
Yeah, mirror compositions now. Not too surprising.
Yep.
As the Houston Outlaws will start their attack now.
That's right. Rockus has had a pretty good day. Honestly, on the Ana as well. And they're going to need to have the best day. They're going to tie up this series here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be just immensely difficult.
Yeah.
But the Houston Outlaws have already shown a lot of fight in them, just not in the 3-3 mirror.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, sleep dart on the Sominsu. All right. All right, anti-heal actually on the Sominsu. Sleep dart on the Janu. My bad there. Hawksall finishes off Boink with the whip shot. Houston already short-handed. They got to try to retreat here. The Titans are just going to chase him down. Letting them go at the end. Good start for the Titans, and Hawksall already has his rally. Rockus with the nano boost. Maybe they can make something out of this here. Twilight doesn't have his yet. Oh, sleep dart onto Muma. Sleep dart onto Bumper as well. Both Ryans taking it out. There's a nano boost. He's going, no, he hits the wall. He missed a charge. I believe he might have got booped a little bit there, too.
He got booped. That was such a clutch play.
Booped by Slime into the wall. Bumper gets a nano boost as well. Both Reinhardt swinging away. It's going to be the grab now for Houston. Sominsu down. Bumper waiting forward as he gets taken out. So it will be Houston Outlaws winning that one in the end. Bumper and Sominsu both dying with ultimates up.
Yeah, but now they're able to press forward here.
Yeah,
Vancouver Titans trying not to get staggered, and they will succeed in that. So waiting for an opportunity to get another fight in here before the payload reaches the end of A.
And send into self-destruct as well. Grab used by the Titans, and they can't keep Muma and Boink alive on the Outlaws side. So close to taking A, but the Titans are going to hold for a little while longer.
I mean, it was a good idea for Coolmat, I think, to throw out the self-destruct right there to prevent them from crossing the bridge, but at the same time, when you see that, Sominsu with the instant grab reaction, knowing that he can shoot that long-range grab successfully, also managed to get a really nice biotic grenade in there, and this is how fast the Titans are able to react to you. It's just ridiculous. Like, they already know your options coming in, so they're mentally prepared for that self-destruct, and they have an answer to it in their minds already.
Yeah. Well, that's what every Zari wants to see, right? As soon as that self-destruct gets used, they're like, well, no defense matrix at all now. This grab is definitely not getting in. Houston Outlaws trying to push forward. They've got a good amount of ultimates. It's going to be the rally from the Titans as they push. Dante uses that grab. They need this to be a good one. Sound barrier from Titans. Try to stay alive. No kills under that grab. Houston on the retreat already, having to give some space, but now Muma comes in. Hoxall finishes him, but Muma had enough. He was out for blood.
I love those shots of Bumper where you see him getting charged by a Reinhardt one direction, and then immediately afterwards, it's always Bumper reverse charging the Reinhardt in the other direction back into his team.
He's like Thanos, man. He believes in exact symmetry. It needs to be parity. He eliminates half the players on the map, so that's the enemy team.
That's right. None of his own players, of course.
Yeah. Oh yeah, why would he do that?
Yeah, sometimes he gets people killed.
That is true. He's trying. He's not
last
the
fight,
Thanos.
though.
He's
I mean,
getting
this is it for the Outlaws. Like, they need to push through this, and Somitsu just sitting there with the grab. No energy, though, so not a lot of damage.
The grab. He does trap the Outlaws, though. There's the sound barrier. There's the charge from Bumper, isolating Muma a little bit. The healing, not quite there. Didn't get it with the empty heal. They do heal him in the end, though. But Bumper, another shatter, locked and loaded, waiting for a chance to use it. There it is. Both of Ryan's shatter simultaneously. People knocked down, but Janu gets Raucous with the self-destruct Muma down as well. And even though Kumak got that kill onto Twilight, it is all Vancouver Titans here on point A, partying the self-destruct. Because this round is over. Goodbye, Boink, and the Houston Outlaws getting denied before they take A.
What is it going to take for teams to play their own style, though? It's very hard on Rialto, but up until this point in time, there were a lot of winnable options here for the Houston Outlaws. Vancouver Titans, though, they're forcing them to play their game. You needed to win 2 maps before Rialto hit if you were the Outlaws. That hasn't happened, and now it's a point A hold. And Vancouver Titans don't have very far to go.
Absolutely agree. I think if you're looking forward again, and we said this before the match too, you know, you still need to be excited about this Houston Outlaws teams. When they were playing their own style, they looked really good. I think there's a lot of great individual performances from the Outlaws today, but you just cannot play 3-3 against the Titans. It does not work.
Yeah, and I think the maps were a bit rough here for the Outlaws, at least this final one. You know, you probably think that if they have Junkertown, they can put Linkser back in, then you might have a decent shot.
Let's take a look at the end of that map as well.
The perfectly symmetrical
That's right.
Earth Shatter violence that occurred.
It's Thanos tanks, man.
That's just hilarious to watch. But
Yeah.
Janu, not stunned, is able to get the self-destruct, so there's no follow-up.
Oh, that was clutch because there were more people, I think, knocked down by Muma than by Bumper in that situation.
Yeah, that was really good positioning from Janu because
kind of bailed him out there.
He was on the flank already.
Yeah. And now the Titans only need to push it nearly to the end of A to win this series. 3-1. Let's see what they can do. Hoxall looking for a couple shots on this Widowmaker. Yeah, again, just kind of scoping out the comp. Why not try to take a shot while you're doing it? Or the Brigida again, though. He's had a good day on that hero.
Houston Outlaws, they have yet to win Rialto in the Overwatch League, and that's be their 3rd loss on this map if things go as we expect. This is the time, though. I mean, one chance to turn their fortunes around.
All Titans need to do is like win one fight, basically. Bumper really low, though. He got anti-heal. Nice. Biotic grenade by Raucous. Again, like, if we could pick an MVP from both teams, Raucous would definitely be my MVP from the Outlaws today.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's had a strong showing, and part of that is probably the Ana being back in the mix, which has, for years now, been his best hero.
So on the Titans, Twilight close to that Transcendence.
Nano Boost already here on the side of the Houston Outlaws.
He's been building him really fast.
Right,
Boost on Muma right away. Twilight responds with the Transcendence and the damage, but he's getting it taken for a ride. Muma takes him on the fight, but can't quite get the kill. The Transcendence lasts through the charge. Dante, though, finishes him off. It is the 6v5 in favor of Houston. Arhan popped the rally there, too, just to give Houston a little bit of extra
from the charge
durability.
as well.
Yeah.
Bumper caught him, but they didn't get enough damage in, while the heals coming in from the side of the Houston Outlaws. Muma now ready to use this Earth Shatter and grabs up for both teams. Boink, though, no sound barrier right now. Twilight had to use the trance to survive the Nano Boost.
Yeah, that's right. Both teams have grab and shatter available. should be getting the sound barriers pretty soon. That's a rally for Titans to give them extra armor. Dante down! They got him in the grab and finished him off. Cool Matt popped out of his mech as well, and I agree with you, Monty. I think that is going to be about it. Houston's got a lot of ultimates, but not a lot of people alive to use them.
I'll see if they can come back in time. They're going to have to use some ultras to get to the point, but they've got 5. Here we go.
Chance. Nano boost onto Muma. Muma, is he going to get a good shatter? Ooh, can't quite land.
He got 2 stuns, but there's still a sound barrier up.
That's right. Cool Matt self-destruct. They're going to live through it. Trying to keep pushing forward here. Twilight with yet another transcendence, and that's a 4-man self-destruct from Janu to finish this one. That is it. It is over. Titans take it 3-1.
And it was a better showing than we might have expected from the Houston Outlaws. And
I agree.
Even though the Titans win, the Houston Outlaws coming into this stage and saying, yeah, they put up a decent fight here, and they are, I think, going to be a much improved team.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And yeah, you lost to the Titans, whatever. They're still looking really good, I think, in the rest of stage 2 going forward. And, you know, yet again, we have to see another situation where the Titans stay undefeated.
And we have to go back. Is this going to be another 7-0 stage for the Titans, looking increasingly likely?
You know, I'm always ready to be surprised, but they have looked so good so far. Bumper and Twilight both having such a standout day.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Twilight has just been amazing, I think, this stage. The Ana switch is suiting him very well. He's been making so many huge plays on that hero.
Yeah, that was a fun series to watch, too. Not the result that the Houston fans were looking for, but again, I really do think you have to look at this as a positive thing overall with what we saw from the Outlaws. But for now, we have Danny standing by with Janu to give us some thoughts on that match.
Thank you very much, Monty and Doa. What is up, everybody? I am here with Janu from Vancouver Titans. Amazing job, as always. Another great victory for the Titans. Now, Janu, although you guys did win today, I feel like the Houston Outlaws put up an amazing fight against you guys. In your opinion, what do you think the Houston Outlaws did well today? And also, how did you guys overcome that to actually win the match? 자, 오늘 또 뭐 당연히 타이탄즈가 이겼지만 승리를 하셨지만 아무래도 좀 휴스턴 팀도 굉장히 좋은 경기를 보여줬던 것 같아요. 짠 선수가 생각하실 때 휴스턴이 잘한 점이 있다면 뭘 잘했는지 또 그거를 또 이제 어떻게 극복을 하셨는지 한 말씀 듣고 싶습니다.
일단 휴스턴은 확실히 이제 딜러 3개를 이용해서 저희를 이제 완벽하게 파괴를 해서 제처를 잘 한 것 같아서 그것 때문에 일단 1라운드에서는 확실하게 진 것 같아요. 그건 확실히 휴스턴이 확실히 잘했고 나머지 이제 맵에서는 저희가 3-3 대전을 했는데 거기에서는 저희가 좀 더 우위에 섰다고 생각해서 그래서 이긴 것 같아요.
Alright, as for the first map, I feel like I have to give it to the Houston Outlaws for playing really great on the 3 DPS comp. We were really thrown off by it, but after that it was usually GOATs or 3-3 composition fights, and we had the upper hand in all the other 3 maps, so that's how we won. Amazing. I also totally agree with that, and also, you know, John, you're known as one of the greatest divas in Overwatch League, and there are a lot of great diva mains in the Overwatch League. What sets you apart? 자, 짠 선수 이제 뭐 리그에서 굉장한 좀 쟁쟁한 디바를 하시는 이제 선수들이 많은데 짠 선수가 좀 다른 점이 있다면 이런 디바 여기 있는 오버워치 리그에 있는 디바 선수들과 좀 다르게 나는 이게 좀 다르다 하는 게 있다면
뭐 딱히 그냥 비슷비슷하지만 저는 이제 저희 팀이 공격적이기 때문에 이제 공격적인 거에 맞춰서 이제 변수나 그런 거를 좀 차단하는 용도. 그러니까 공격적이니까 그만큼 제가 좀 더 수비를 맞춰주는 것 같아요.
It's usually about the same, but as for the Vancouver Titans, our teams, we play very offensively. So as a diva main, I'm kind of in the back line, also protecting, and I'm putting up that defense for an offensive team. Alrighty, thank you so much, Jano. Give it up for Jano one more time, everybody. Monty and Doa, back to you guys.
Thank you, Danny. Great job securing the microphone for the interview as well, not giving it up. I hope somebody out there is kind of keeping track of Danny's microphone win rate, like how often he keeps it, how often he gives it over to the player.
I mean, he got boomed at the start of this stage.
He did.
So
you know, it was a rough start, but I think he's really gotten it together.
He's come back.
The microphone skills have been much tighter. Good job, Danny. Let's take a look at our player of the match, brought to you by Omen by HP. It is the one, the only Bumper. That's right. Great play on Eichenwald, finishing things up on Rialto as well. But look at this. 5-man Earthshatter. Or maybe no, that's not the one I was thinking of. But either way, Some amazing play from this guy today. Built a second one in like 2 seconds.
He got one
There
per
we
fight
go.
in the last 3 fights. Like, watch his percentage as we see it start to tick up, because he's going to get like 60% from this fight.
Yeah. Well, you just swing it through the grab, you know?
Yeah.
That's how it works. So, Bumper, doing a ton. Look at that. 21 Earth Shatter stuns in that
5
series.
deaths.
Only 5 deaths? That's amazing, actually.
Yeah.
It's not often where you see Reinhardt get more charge kills than deaths in a series.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
wow.
He had a good day. What do you say about Bumper?
He did. He did have a good day, and I think the Titans are always going to have a good day when they get to play 3-3 into their opponent's 3-3.
Maybe
a win for them.
I wonder if there's something teams could learn about this, though.
I don't know. We'll worry about it next time. Guys, Dallas Fuel playing for the first time in Stage 2 coming up next against the Toronto Defiant. Should be a great series. Stick around for that one. We'll catch you after the break.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Toyota, official North American partner of the Overwatch League. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, man, what's up?
You need anything for today?
Nah, man, I think I'm set.
Big day today, man?
Yeah, huge. Let's play some Overwatch.